Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today I am very happy to show you a long, and actually long anticipated, usually that's an overstatement, but this really is true, a long anticipated release from Charlotte Tilbury. Yes, indeed, these are the Charlotte Tilbury Beautifying Face Palettes. I picked up both shades. It comes in fair to medium and in medium to deep. These are advertised as eye and cheek palettes, as any face palette could be, but I really love the fact that Charlotte makes mention of that because I use all face palettes on eyes and cheeks. So I feel seen and heard. I really do. All right, let's talk about these, and we are going to try them both on, but I will be working with these more. This is a quick overview. I will be working with these more, especially early next week when the brand new Charlotte Tilbury single shadows come in. I have ordered them all. I am a Charlotte Tilbury sucker, we know that. I have ordered them all, so when those come in, we will be working with those as well, and these as well. Okay, so we're going to get a lot in there. Let's talk about it. These are $75 each. It's a pretty penny, so it's nice to be able to use them on the whole face. And when you blend these shades all together, it gives your face a really nice, unified, super easy look, and you know I love super easy. So let's do some swatches and some trying on. Okay, here is our light to medium shade. So in the light, fair to medium, actually, in the fair to medium, which I'm going to hold up for you right now, we have one shade here, the multi-glow shade. So we have two matte blushes, as you see, and basically two highlighters. The multi-glow highlighter here, I do have to tell you, is the exact same as the highlighter in the Romance Light. Do you remember the Pillow Talk Party collection? Also had these kind of cushion engraving in it in a round kind of opal-esque container. That multi-glow is the same as the Romance Light, the lighter of the two highlighters. And we're going to see that again here in our medium deep eye and cheek palette here. We also have the multi-glow, which is the same as the Dream Light in the Party collection. The other was Romance Light. This is the same in the Dream Light in the Pillow Talk Party collection. And again, we have two matte blushes and two highlighters, but these can also be used on the eyes. Not that we needed Charlotte Tilbury's permission. Of course, there are no rules, but you know, it's kind of nice that they acknowledge that. All right, now that we've seen them in the pans and discussed, yes, they are $75 each, so yes, you got to weigh in on how you feel about the pricing, but let's take a look at these swatches both in studio and natural light. So first, in the studio light, I have done them as they are laid out in the palettes. So on the left of my arm, or towards my elbow, we have those four shades as they sit in the palette of the fair to medium beautifying face palette. And then to the right of them, more towards my wrist, we have all four shades laid out as they are in the palette of the medium to deep shades. See what you think of those there in studio lighting. And then let's go outside into the warm California sunshine. It's cooling down a little bit. I feel like the Weather Channel around here, but it is still very warm, and we've got some nice sun for you to be able to see these in outdoor natural lighting. Again, we have the palette as it's laid out in fair to medium on the left and medium deep on the right, more towards my wrist. I really want to get into these and try them out. I think it's pretty obvious that you are seeing a preview here of the medium to deep shades. That's pretty obvious. I like that in a face palette. That's just me. I find it more striking when the whole face comes together in slightly deeper shades for my light medium skin tone, that is. And of course, you'll have to weigh in with how these play on your skin tone. That's why we're a community. All right, outside, you saw them there. Now what I want to do is go to me trying both of these palettes on. Remember, we are going to be playing with them a little bit more later if you don't see enough of them. We're going to start with the light palette, which, you know, I'm just so happy. Look, you can use any face palette on eyes and cheeks too, and in fact I do use the cheek palettes on my eyes all the time, but I just love the fact that they kind of embrace that and say that it's so easy when you do that. Okay, so we have two blush shades and we basically have two highlighters, one of which we have seen before, but I'm okay with that. All right, so I'm just going to take a Sonia G brush here. We're going to do a really quick look. I will do it up a little bit nicer with mascara and stuff with the darker palette, But right now I'm just taking this blush shade right here, this very, very first one right here, and I am just putting that into the crease of my eye with the Sonia G Pro brush. And then I'm going to even go under with one of her Sky Set brushes, just fresh from being washed, and take the same shade under. This palette really floats my boat, you guys. Easy makeup, really, I love it. Okay, and let's go into this blush shade right here. Put a lot of it on the brush. I'm not afraid of it. I trust Charlotte Tilbury. We talk about brand trust a lot here, and I definitely do have a brand trust, especially with these kind of face palettes from Charlotte Tilbury. There's just a lot of brand trust, and I just think this is very, very pretty. Very, very pretty, as you see. Very, very nice. Okay, let's go and grab a cheek brush here. Pardon my strange reach. And I will go back and put some of these highlighters on the eye too. I'm actually going to mix these two. I could do them separately. I could, but I want to mix them, just like I did on the eyes. Now, when we do a look like this, and I am going to overdo it for you guys, just so you kind of see really what it looks like. So I'm going to do it maybe a little more than I normally would. But when you have the eyes and the cheeks together in the same kind of, you know, tonal shades, it really makes a very pulled together look. Now these blushes are very, very, very gentle. So you have to use an appropriate brush, and I can see some getting a bit frustrated. So they're not going to have a huge pigmentation. Again, I am overdoing it on purpose, but these aren't going to have a huge pigmentation. I'm okay with that, but you do, I wish I had chosen a more dense brush, but I just wanted to kind of show you how these look on the face with maybe a Pillow Talk lipstick. And yes, I'm just kind of reaching in and out of them. I'm just kind of trying to show you a really kind of pulled together, workable look with this palette. Look how pretty that is with a little bit of lipstick on. Okay, I'm going to use the exact same brush because I don't care. And I'm going to go into this highlighter right here first. We're going to try them both, okay? So I'm going to go into this highlighter right here. This is the one we have not seen before. The other, as you know, we have seen in her last palette. Again, this is a very gentle highlight. I like that. I sometimes wonder if we're going to get away from these really, really bright highlights, you know? And then let's go into this one, which is the one we have indeed seen before, and just put it over here. And this one is, as promised, a brighter highlight than this side, as you see. Very, very, very pretty. And let's go ahead, and I'm going to use the brighter one and put it on the eyes. Wow. Now that is a very pulled together look. And look, if I even take my brush that I used previously and put it into the more gentle of the two highlighters and just go into the center of the eye, now we have a really pretty pulled together look with, you know, eyeliner and mascara and lipstick. Let's do that look together with the darker palette. I mean, I always go a little darker than I should with a good face palette, and I love Charlotte's face palette. So let's go in with a rougher brush and let's try these shades. Now this one I'm going to try separately at first because these are such different shades. So we'll start with this matte blush here, and let me just show you what it looks like. I didn't really mind mixing it on the first, you guys, and we'll play with this, as I think I said, a little bit more. Now let me see what the other looks like, then we'll mix them, okay? You use the same brush. Okay, I'll switch brushes. See, I hear you guys. Even when you're not with me, I hear you. All right, now these fluffy brushes that I've pulled out from Rephr are really, really nice, but they do pick up very little of this product, and for me, that's a blessing because I can overdo it on the blush. But maybe for you, you'll want a denser brush, and that will pick up more of this product, okay? All right, so there we have Overdone, our two separate blush shades from this palette. Again, Overdone, and now guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna swirl them. And I'm going to put them both on because that's what I would do if I had my choice. But I just wanted to show you guys. And of course, any swatches that you need, like over on Instagram to see better, I'm super happy to do that. Okay, I want to highlight, but let's do some eye work first. And I'm going to take this shade right here that we just saw, and I'm going to put that into the crease, carelessly too. And I'm going to Darn it, watch me. See if I care, Leslie. That was a bad pun. I'm not generally known for my dad jokes. Okay, and now same brush, darker shade. Ooh, that's pretty. Got some lipstick on this time. Oh my goodness, so in love with the, I knew I would like the darker palette better. I just think it's more dramatic for the eyes. I just think it's more dramatic in general. I just like it. All right, let's get some of this highlighter on. Got a brand new clean brush. We recognize this highlighter. Let's go in with this one first and see how it looks. Ooh, my eyes are so overdone, but I kind of love it, you guys. That's a little bit more of a dramatic highlighter. And let's try this one here. Oh, wow. That adds some color though. See, for me, that's probably best on the eyes, wouldn't you say? So I'll just leave that a little bit unbalanced. Let me put this in the center of the eye, this shade right here. Oh, see, now I'm in love with that on the eyes. Just in love with that on the eyes. And let me get a little brush, a gentle little brush, and take this right here, this highlighter shade, and just put that just into the center. And I got some mascara on. Oh, these are lovely. Okay, so for me, if you want to know what my thinking is, for me, this kind of a palette is so everyday. I can't even tell you. This is, I love it. I love it. Now we're going to have the Charlotte shades to show off, the single eyeshadows, and of course I got all of them. So those are coming up really soon, like early next week. But I wanted to show you guys this part of me being a little out of balance because I do have the two blushes on here. But I love the formula. Okay, now you do have to watch what brushes you use to make sure that you do pick up the most product. I don't mind a fluffy brush because I can build it, so that doesn't bother me at all. And the eyeshadow brushes, of course, are more dense, so they pick up a little more product. To me, this is just out the door. Bam, bam. I mean, you just grab a bronzer, and I didn't even put on any bronzer here. You just grab a bronzer, and you're ready to go. I think these are absolutely lovely. I prefer the darker, unless you are super fair-skinned. I think it just makes more of an impact, but I'm really happy to have both. For me, this is Rebecca when I'm not on camera. This is what if you saw me out and about, other than the cheeks out of balance, what I would be wearing, either in the light or the dark. These really make me quite happy, but I would like to know what you think, so make sure that you comment below. We're a community. It's not just about me, you know. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. Hey, if you haven't already done so, make sure that you subscribe to my channel so I can get the word out to everyone. I'd love to see you over on Instagram and TikTok too. And don't forget, you can become a member of this channel by clicking on the join button or the link for exclusive coolness. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.